guys, welcome back to another Gimpys Gal Guesses. Things have been crazy this week, so we thought we would bring you something fun to get your mind off all the chaos and yucky and talk about a game because those are fun. And this is one that he picked up the other day kind of on a whim. We went out, I think it was Monday, to go show some support to our local game stores, which, by the way, with everything that's been happening this year, we have made it a point to go out a few times. We haven't been out a lot, but we've gone a few times to our favorite local game store and then some other ones that are a little further out. We've tried to go and show our support because game stores are like the heart and soul of this hobby. And before I was with someone who was in the hobby as much as he is, I didn't realize just how important game stores are, like true gaming stores, because it's a place for people to come together and play in like a public, natural setting. And it's how they get a lot of their money is walk-ins, is people who buy stuff when they're there, or tournaments, or even just simple drink and snack sales while they're there. So it's so important during all of this that you support your game store so that when all this is over, they are still there to provide you with a place to come together with your friends and play your games. So go support your local game stores if you haven't. Go check on them, make sure they're doing good. So again, welcome back. I'm Gimpys Gal. If this is your first time, hello, welcome. If you are, if you've been here before, welcome back. This is, like I said, this is kind of a whim game. This was something he just kind of picked up. I don't know if he's been like looking for this game and he just happened to find it, or if he just saw it and it sparked his interest, but it's called Escape the Dark Sector, the game of deep space adventure. I don't see... it looks like Themeborne, that is possibly who made this game. That was the front of the box. Here's the back of it. Looks like an example of gameplay. Contents, we have 48 chapter cards, 28 item cards, 6 cybernetics cards. Cybernetics, for some reason, just reminds me of Big Bang Theory. Anybody else? 6 character cards, 5 boss cards, 3 start cards, 2 tactical action cards, 2 epilogue cards, 1 medical record pad, 4 pencils, 1 rule book, and 35 custom dice. It says 45 minutes to play for 1 to 4 players ages 14 and up. On the bottom, it does look like Themeborne again, so I guess that's who produced the game, or what's it called, published the game. It says game features. We have a 2-minute setup, so it sounds like a really quick setup, which is awesome, especially if you have kids or you're in a hurry and you're looking for something you can set up really easily. This is 1 2-minute setup. Simple rules, easy to learn. That's always promising for someone like me who is not a game aficionado. Social cooperative gameplay, rich atmospheric adventure, thrilling tactical combat, and a different challenge every time. So it sounds fun, but I couldn't tell you anything else beyond that, like what it is. It just says the game of deep space adventure. So that's fun. My son is obsessed with a lot of things, but he has his phases where he's into space. So this might be something he would enjoy, but it's 14 and up, so he's a little bit too young for that. Let's open it on up here and see what we have. Okay. So we have like a rule book, not like a rule book, it is a rule book here. We have some cute little pencils. I'm just gonna leave those in there. We have cards, some larger cards. This is a medical record thing. And then we have these dice. Let me just kind of, wow, there's a lot of dice. So I'm assuming dice play a huge role in this game. And that is all that is in there. Yeah. So I'm going to read the contents again because I already forgot. Pregnancy has really sucked the brain power out of my head. So we have 48 chapter cards, 28 item cards. So that must be these here. 6 cybernetic cards, 6 character cards, 5 boss cards, and 3 start cards. 2 tactical action cards, 2 epilogue cards, and then you have the medical record pad, 4 pencils, a rulebook, and 35 dice. So all those cards are broken down somehow in these 2 big piles. So let's look at the dice first because they're very different, and there's a lot of them. How did it say there were? 35 custom dice. So I don't know if any of them are the same. Lieutenant Tanner. This one's Lieutenant Cook. So yeah, they look like they are different. Lieutenant Taylor, Lieutenant Smith, Lieutenant Miller, Lieutenant Taylor. So here's, because there's big ones and there's little ones. So there's the big white ones. I'm kind of dividing them up here so we can see what all we have. Just dividing them by size and color right now. So here are the white ones. They have these symbols, which I'm sure the rule book will break down a little more for us. There's like 2 fists here, 1 fist with a name. Like this one says Lieutenant Smith. This one has Lieutenant Taylor, but it's on one of the other symbols. This one is Lieutenant Tanner on, again, a different symbol. Lieutenant Cook on the fist. Lieutenant Miller on that little eyeball signature, and then Lieutenant symbol, and Lieutenant Taylor again. So I think there was 2 Taylors, right? Yeah, there's 2 of these, but the rest just have 1. Let's look at the black ones and see if there's names. So there's no names on these that I see, which is interesting. So yeah, that's interesting, but it looks like the symbols are like the same. So just to show you, so like there's that, there is that, trying to find that signal, but that one's not on here, symbol. I keep saying signal, like a bat signal, but it's not a signal, it's a symbol. But yeah, they're different. So those were the white ones. Again, they have names on them, and then these are the different symbols. I'm just gonna show you one of them. So there's like this little eyeball looking symbol, 2 eyeballs like in a shield, another eyeball, 2 stars, and a shield. And then we have a fist, star. Yeah, so that's the white ones, look like that. And then these ones are just the symbols, but I think they are all the same. So there's like a couple of the fists. Like this one has 1, 2 fists, 1, 2 fists, 2 stars, and 2 eyes. So yeah. So these have 2 of this symbol, 2 of this symbol, and 2 of this symbol. So they're 6-sided die, but they're black, and all the black ones are like that, and they don't have names on them. The white ones have names on them, and the symbols are a little bit different, so that's interesting. And then we have these 4 little ones that look like targets or something. I believe, and this is where my doing this multiple times is gonna help me and like be an advantage. It's not really guessing all the way because I'm not as naive as I was in the beginning, I guess you could say. But these remind me of in X-Wing when you roll to see if you hit something. So I'm guessing that's what these are, because there's some sides that are blank, as you can see on these, and then I think there's 2 blank, and then the rest are this symbol, which to me looks like it's some kind of a hit die. So maybe you roll this to see these, if you see, to see if you hit something. I remember it's up to 4 players, so I guess, I don't know if you pass the 4 dice around or if it's just 1 per person. I don't know that, but that's what those are. And then these, this might take a second. So yeah, these are different. So like this one has like bullets on it and a little like alarm symbol, and then a few blank sides. And then, so we have some of those. We have some that have this like lightning bolt symbol on them, this like bomb looking symbol. Maybe this is like the type of attack or the type of event or something that you're doing. But yeah, it looks like there's 3 or 4. Is there 4? So there's this bomb, the bullet, a lightning bolt, and then like a rocket. Those are the 4 kind of main that I can see here. And then there's blanks obviously on them. So these look kind of similar to these, but this just looks like a target. Like you hit your target, and maybe this is what kind of attack you hit them with. Let's see how many of these are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so there's 4 different types. So my guess is you each will have 1 of each of the kinds of attacks, and then you roll this to see if you hit. That's my guess so far, but I could be wrong. We'll have to just wait and see. So those are all the dice. And then we have this medical record thing, which is cool. So you can keep track of probably injuries or who gets hurt. You can put your name on the top of it. So, and that's cool because you can make copies of these. So it gives you a good number of them, but you could always make copies of these to keep playing the game, even when these run out. And then let's open up these cards here. I'm kind of doing it in reverse. Usually I do the rule book and then go to the rest of it, but I did all the rest of it first, so. Oh well. All right. trash. All right. So there should be a few different kinds of cards in here because it said there was a lot of different kinds. So I'm just kind of dividing them up by which ones look similar. And then we'll figure, I don't know, I don't want to divide them up because they do look very different. I'll just kind of thumb through them. So these two are mission failed, mission accomplished. If any crew member's HP is reduced to 0, that player must turn this card and read it aloud. And then it says something on the back of it. So that's the mission failed card. And then we have a mission accomplished. If all crew members service the final boss, nominate a player to turn this card and read it aloud. So that is the mission accomplished. So I'm guessing it says cooperative. I believe it said it was cooperative. Could be wrong, but I think that's what it said. This looks like ranged combat actions. Close combat actions. This is like a player aid thing, I guess. So it tells you in close combat what you can do and in ranged combat what you can do. And then we have rules to remember here on this side, and then on the back it has some, looks like the dice and what their symbols mean, I'm guessing. Then we have a drone recharge and flank unavailable. They look very similar. And then this one says flank and this one says activate medical drone. With a, you place your crew die here and you place crew die here and then roll. So there's some more cards. And then we get into these. Oh, so there are different colors. Let's see. So there's the black ones and then these white ones. So these look like weapons. We have a battery cannon. We have a chrono bomb, another gun, a force field, an alien blade, nice, a stun grenade, med packs, more weapons, more bombs. So yeah, I think this is all like weapons and bombs and like unmarked pills. So like things to help you throughout the game. So you might need those unmarked pills or this rusty pipe to build something or fix something. Stale rations. So yeah, like food, medical, weapons, things like that are in this dark pile. And then the light pile, we have enhanced reflexes. So these might be abilities. Isn't that what it said? Like abilities card or something? There's 5 boss cards, 3 start cards, 6 character cards, 6 cybernetic cards. I don't know. I'm not going to try to pretend I know what all of them are, but we have enhanced reflexes, advanced targeting, auto cortex, sorry, weak point analysis. Then we have some more weapons. We have a slug pistol, ray gun. So there's some of the cards. I'm just going to keep them together since they... Okay, those were all of the smaller cards, and then we get into these. Now this looks like the character cards must be some of these larger ones because it said there were 6 character cards and 6 cybernetic cards. So we'll see what this pack holds if I can get it open. There we go. I like when they had a little pull tab like they have on gum. It makes it so much easier to open. Okay, so we'll do it this way. So there's Lieutenant Smith, Lieutenant Miller, Lieutenant Tanner, Lieutenant Cook, Lieutenant Taylor, Abbott. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so those are the 6 character cards. Hopefully you can see all of them in the frame. I always get so confused. Like I look up at the phone that's overhead filming this or the camera that's filming this, and I think that the camera's as big as what it is up there, but it's a very wide camera. So I always end up way overshooting what I think needs to be. So here are the crew or the character cards. That is my guess. So there's 6 of them. And I believe they match the dice that we saw earlier. So you have your own dice that goes with your character card. Then we have, okay, so these must be the 5 boss cards. Yeah, so we have the Entity. We have the Mother of Machines. We have the Alien Queen. These are really cool. I really like the look of this game. Sergeant Steele, which my daughter would say is Daddy. I'll have to tell you that story. Cerebron, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Yeah, and those are the boss cards. And then we have, let's see how many of these look same. Now these look like the bosses are on them too, so we'll have to, maybe these are the chapter cards. Does it say? It doesn't say. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if there's anything different. Okay, so there's those, and the rest of these all look the same, right? Yeah, so how many, what are we supposed to have the most of? 28 item cards, 48 chapter cards. So these must be the chapter cards because the items I think were the smaller cards. So these must be the chapter cards, and I'll just kind of flip through them a little bit at a time so you can kind of see a variation of what's in here. That one's really cool looking. My son would go crazy for this. But yeah, these just look like chapter cards. Like this one says, the passage glitches and you find yourself alone. You begin to run, passing through the same sequence of corridors over and over until finally you hear a familiar voice on your comm link. You are trapped in a simulation. The other members of the crew must nominate one amongst them to guide you back to reality. The guide must roll their crew die once, and then you must roll that same trait twice in a row to successfully follow their voice to the exit. If you fail, you lose 1 HP and must try again. After 3 failures, the simulation ends, and you are finally reunited with your crewmates forever, uncertain of what is real and what is not. I think that was a typo, but that is an example of what's on a chapter card. But yeah, they all look very, very different. And I'm not going to count them because I should have started that at the beginning. But it says there's 48 chapter cards. Guessing by my feel and estimating, I think that's what these are here. So that is what those look like. And then we have these 3 that are different on the back. And it just says turn over to begin. So these must be the 3 start cards. Yeah. So like it says turn over to begin on one side, and then on the other it's gives you like a scenario of how to start the game, I guess. So those are the cards and the dice all broken down, and then the rule book. So the rule book's small, and it said it was very easy. It says it's a 2-minute setup and it's very easy to learn. In the back it just looks like some other things from this company, and then it is 25 pages. It does say solo play. I just happened to see that, so I guess you can play this solitaire. It doesn't say that on the box from what I saw, but that's good to know. So solo play is an option. And then, yeah, we have components, setting up the game, playing the game, item cards, combat, using the medical record, ranged combat, close combat, the flank round, standard combat actions, between chapters, and solo play. So that's what's in the rule book. It said it was very easy to learn, like a quick game to set up and learn. So that's promising for people who are like me and get very bored learning new games. Like Gimpy hates teaching me new games, and it's very hard for me to let him because I get so bored. I just don't learn by instruction. I learn by doing, but you can't always just do a game. Sometimes like he has to teach me and tell me things, and I will just like in one ear out the other. I'm not good at instruction. I like to do. So if you're someone like me who's like this is how you play the game Squirrel, then this is probably a good one for you because it says it's pretty simple and quick. So I'm just kind of thumbing through for you. But yeah, this looks like it's mostly a dice game. There's no game board. There's no tokens or anything. It's dice and cards. And we know there's character cards and there's chapter cards. There's item cards. And then what else was there? Cybernetics cards, boss cards, tactical action cards, epilogue cards. Yeah, those are all the cards. So it sounds like it's a card game with dice. Like you are rolling dice to see if you can complete what's on the card or beat what's on the card. That I'm unclear on, but it does seem like it's cards and dice. And I think I'm right as far as like this would tell you if you hit your target or whatever you're trying to accomplish. This would tell you, this dice would be for you to see if you get it. And maybe depending on like your skill level, I think in like X-Wing, if I remember correctly, based on like your skill level, you get to roll 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of them. So that's probably how this works. And then these are for what kind of attacks or what will happen. I don't remember. It's been so long since I played X-Wing, and yes, I used to play X-Wing with Gimpy. Very rarely, but I have played it, and this is giving me the vibes as far as the dice go, because there was like a dice to see if you hit and then a dice to see what you did. So like if you did this together, it would mean something, or this, you know, it could negate it. It could mean you're dead too, you're injured too, you just hit them, everyone gets hit, no one gets hit. So I hope that is clear, but that's what this is. And then there is 6 character dice that go with our 6 character cards. And then we have these ones, which I can't figure out what these are for. But they obviously, maybe this is for if you play solo, or maybe this is for the boss side. I don't know, but that is what comes in this game, and that is my guess for it. It's in space, and it's a card game where you're going to roll dice to kind of determine if what is on the card comes to fruition, or if you beat it, or if it's like a weapon that you want to pick up. I'm sure you have to do something to pick it up, and that's what the dice are for. So I hope this one was fun and kind of mindless and entertaining for you, because it's been a really long, stressful hell of a week, I'm sure, for everybody. And we just wanted to bring you something fun and lighthearted. And I wanted to get out of reality for a little while and go into the game of deep space adventure. If I could be in space right now, that would be fun. Like, you know, just for a little bit, just to get away from all the chaos. And I love this box. Like, I just like the simple art. It's just black and white, but it is so powerful. And it gives me like a Star Wars vibe, just because this kind of looks like a Death Star or like a big city. I know it's not, but that's just the vibe it gives me. But I really like it. It's very comic booky. What is that movie called? Sin City. That's like it's black and white movie, but it's comic booky and it's really dark, and you know, it's just really cool. So that's what this gives me the vibes of. And I really do like it. And again, it was I believe it's by Themeborne. I think that is the publisher. If I'm wrong, Gimpy will correct me as usual. But I'm going to try to get this back in here. And I got to show you how organized this box is. So there's for the pencils. There is for the little medical record book. And then this is where the larger cards go, right in there. The smaller cards go right here. And then all your dice fit in this little section over here. So perfect, so well organized. I have to kind of wiggle them around to get them to go in perfectly, but you get the gist. It's meant to go in. I can tell I'm going to have to redo this. I don't know if the little one's supposed to go down first. Yeah, this is very precise on how the dice have to go in for them all to fit. That's what it looks like anyway. And then the bigger ones, I'm guessing, go on top. Let's see if I just did this right. If I did, it would be a miracle, because there's one little one left that needs to go right there. Got it. Now watch this. This is going to be so satisfying to watch this fit. Boom. Look at that. That right there makes me give this game an A+, just because of how neatly and perfectly it goes back into the box. That's amazing. So that was my guess of Escape the Dark Sector, the game of deep space adventure by Themeborne Games. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a little bit shorter of one, but there wasn't a lot to it. And plus it says in the rulebook and on the box that it is a very easy game. Again, on the back it says 2-minute setup, simple rules, easy to learn. All words I love to see and hear when I'm trying to guess or learn a game. Rich atmospheric adventure, thrilling tactical combat, a different challenge every time. I don't see anything about it being solo on the back, but it does say 1 to 4 players. So I guess that is the solo giveaway, but there is a solo option in the rulebook, which is really cool. Yeah, and that is my guess of it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below what you think of it. If you want to see us give it a shot. I don't know if he wants me to play it with him or not. I know he just finished painting my team for Blood Bowl, so we were thinking about maybe getting some of those up if you guys wanted to see that. But yeah, we hope that you guys are all doing well, staying sane, and if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Bye! I really like this. It's so giving me Sin City vibes. So now I want to watch that movie because that has some really hot people in it.